I want you to do, write these down. I want you to do a counter movement. I'll explain them all if you can't remember. A static and a run up.
It's like a penultimate.
Exactly. Where you go 1, 2 into it, go left, right, and then do the other one, right, left.
I think I need you to look at my mechanics in that as well, because I think that's where I'm getting this knee soreness from. Because it's weird, like I was telling you, my knees haven't been sore with how I've been jumping at the gym, but I went and played the other day, and it was sore. So I think there's a mechanical problem there, the way I'm springing into it. And it's just my left.
Possibly.
Yeah, because I'm jumping higher in the fucking gym than what I was there.
How long is it sore for?
Oh, like it's not bad.
Yeah,
like 2 hours.
it's just, okay, that's pretty good in the scheme of things. So before I would go to mechanics, I would go to just, most likely in those scenarios is an acute spike in workload and volume when maybe you haven't played in 2 weeks or you play once a week.
Yeah,
and
to
you're
be
not adapted
honest,
to
I
it.
haven't played in a fair few weeks.
It's normal,
ever since
man.
that incident with
There you go.
yeah.
There's an element of that where the tissues haven't prepared and aren't, that's the word, very good, haven't tolerated and the strength to handle that amount of volume and load.
And is that more game time? You can train a little bit in the gym, but really you got to get that game time on you.
You mean like actual skill, like doing the thing?
Yeah, like being out there fucking playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you want to work up incrementally. If you play 1 hour for 1 week, don't go to fucking 5 hours the next week of ball, right? That's when those things occur. So I would say less mechanical, just based off what I'm hearing, and more, a lot of injuries occur when you go from doing something like 5 to 10 hours a week and you like double it. It's like, oh, I've never gone on a hike before. Sorry, I haven't gone on a long hike in like a year. I just went on a long hike. Oh, my calves and feet are so sore for the next week. It's like, it's experiences like that create issues like this.
Yep.
So be cognizant of your load and volume. So we just go once a week.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I guess do you want? Yeah, I guess when I was playing a few times a week, because there have been times where I've played 2 to 3 times a week. It's pretty bad, and then obviously flares down a little bit when I stop, and then when I still go to that one time. Yeah. Just every time I played so far, it's still kicking up.
Okay.
But I'm lighter than when I last played and all that shit. So.
We're going to look at the big rocks first. So what are the big rocks? Volume, your body weight.
Yeah.
You pick up that weight, we're losing that in body fat.
Because we're probably going to lose at least 3/4 of that again, right?
Like another 7.5 kilos, for example. Yeah. You could.
Because on average, I'm probably around that 91 still. So you're looking at like 80, 85, 80.
Yeah, like mid 80s, low 80s. Yeah, we could do that. And that's only going to enhance your capabilities to jump and reduce the amount of stress going through those tendons and ligaments.
For sure. I wonder how much inches that that alone could.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
But I usually don't do this. Usually I did tell you to do it, but we just didn't do it. The jumping, we should have measured at 98 kilos.
Fucking nice. Yeah.
Because there's going to be an 8 kilo difference, and there's already going to be gains. But now we're going to be like, do you have videos of yourself jumping?
I actually have a box jump where I was probably around the same, like high
Cool.
90s.
That's helpful.
Yeah, it's a put an ultimate onto it. I think it was like 40 inch or something. But it wasn't like I'm fucking a lot of that cheated by my ability.
Hip flexion. Yeah, that's where the box jump is not always
it's
valid.
limited, for sure.
But can you do those today?
If I get down there, I'm just gonna check out on the weather if the rain comes through. Outdoors.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But get that done as soon as you can.
Yeah, so I counter movement jump, a static jump, and a static. So is that a hands on knee, hands on hip?
Yeah, exactly. Hands on hips, or you can just start hands by side, and you're gonna hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then you'll pop.
Okay. And a counter movement, is that when you get the arms involved?
Yeah, you see you're using the stretch reflex of the
Yeah.
tendons and muscle to start up, swing back and up.
Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, and both sides of the
And I want you to do 3 of each, giving yourself, adequate rest in between. So you can do the jumps, for example, 3 counter movements, you can do them pretty quickly, right, between each other. You can give yourself 10 seconds in between because they're only a 1 second effort. But then between different variants, you can give yourself maybe 30, 60, 90 seconds.
Oh, you don't need the 3 minutes or shit?
Well, you would if we were doing, for example, 8 to 12 seconds worth of jumps, exhausting most of that phosphocreatine.
Yeah, because what I'm quite interested in is you're setting me up for 8 to 12s on the jumps. Hang on. No, that's not true.
Let's have a look.
One of the, 12 jumps today, 6 counter movement and 6 statics. And then,
why does it say each leg? It's not right.
And then we've got the,
Oh, do you do 6 of counter movement and then 6 of static straight after each other? That's okay, we'll clean it up now.
Yeah. Is it 3 and 3?
6 on the first set.
Oh, but there's odd sets. It's only 3 sets.
It's actually okay.
Okay.
It's okay because you can come back the next
what's
week
your sort of
and
favourite?
flip it,
Okay. Oh, yeah.
right? Or I can, to manage that, I can actually increase it to 4. I'll probably just increase it to 4 in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because I understand the counter movement.
Mm-hmm.
I understand this, the stretch reflex system.
Mm-hmm.
So what about the static? So is that all about starting strength?
Exactly.
And this is what you've been talking about my trap bar jumps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
Because I've learned a lot about that through the West Side, because he's all into seated box jumps, especially with weights as well.
Yeah. The best thing we could do to make the most robust athlete, total athlete, is do a wide variety of them. But you do a needs analysis of your athlete and you look at them and you see how they jump and run and you send me videos and I'm like, if I see that an athlete is way more springy and doesn't need as much
Yeah, because this is
that
something
work?
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, ask me.
It was coming up. I read and learnt about this from Joe DeFranco, who put a post out with his that Schmitty guy,
James Smith, yeah.
Yeah. And it's the force velocity profile.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you do?
As in,
Is that important to be doing with my athletes?
You mean doing performance testing and then?
Yeah.
Well, what application do you mean?
I think his force velocity profile was jump. So it's I think a counter movement jump, no weights, see how high they get, and then put 2 dumbbells in their hands and see how high they get. And it will give them a profile whether they're more force-based or more elastic-based.
Yes, exactly. So when they say profile, we just mean their preference, what they're biased towards. We don't mean we're putting shit in it.
Force, for sure.
Well, I imagine you would be. So that means, what does that mean? It means we would expect us. Hey?
Need more pliers stuff?
Correct. More pliers, more elastic, more reactive work. But it means you probably would jump higher in the static jump versus the counter movement.
Oh, no, it's the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, because my arms are flattened. and
we're going to see. Yeah. If it's the opposite, maybe you're not as force dominant as you think in power movements. So you look at an athlete and maybe it's a junior athlete and maybe they're fucking super quick and springy, but they move quick, but they don't get far. Well, we need to work on their force output.
Hang on, they move quick, but they don't get far.
Exactly. So they can
step is less meterage.
Exactly.
Okay.
They can change direction quick.
Yeah.
They can land and react and I can spring, right? But they don't get that far. We need to get you stronger. Like most people, we just need to get fucking stronger. You have a decent foundational level of strength.
Yeah.
So for you, we would spend some time working on plyometrics, on jumps, on power and speed.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing both.
Yeah. So the pogo's in there. Is that just playing the elastic effect of the calf, basically?
Yeah, the Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
And the calves.
Yeah.
You want to know?
Are they ever going to be weighed up? Like, are any of these things to be weighted?
They can be.
Yeah. And how do I know when I do that?
Well, we'll write the new program.
Oh, so 12 weeks is body weight pogos. And then...
We could, so this is where we have a weekly check-in. Or we talk right now. We would auto-regulate it and change it because I don't need to always preempt when the progressions will come exactly to the week. Rather, you can communicate to me and I can look at your program and be like, you send me videos, number one. Number two, you give me feedback and like, okay, we can progress now.
Yeah.
It's just the art of coaching.
Yeah.
But that's also reliant on you sending videos to me.
Yeah.
So
I should be sending more videos.
Yeah. Well, you did well with the trapper, for example. We're not progressing the trapper jump.
No.
We're going the other way.
Because I went the 40%, the lower mark of that.
Well, yeah.
40-60.
What was so what's your max?
Well, I'm basing it off of 180 dead, not in a trap bar, so I can do more on that trap bar.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. So we tweak it. And it's going to look and feel better when you just do the static. When you just drop, hold, repeat.
Yeah. So you still drop that 10 kilo on it? Well,
I wouldn't mind seeing both.
Yeah.
Just send me a video.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing both. And yeah, with the pogos. Oh, okay, great. So yeah, I've already put in brackets here. That would change from a linear. Are you just doing up and down?
No,
right?
I'm going down the track.
Okay. So technically, on the spot is what I wrote. So you wouldn't go down the track, but you can keep going. The next we would do would be like a lateral. Or so just going side to side.
Forward, right? Or side to side?
Side to side. Then there's a backward variant as well that we can progress. And then there's more from there that I'll add in for you.
Yeah. So it's just really about, like, there's no right or wrong pattern of those pogos or any of it. It's just about getting stimulus in all of them.
Yes, but we start from a foundational variation or a more simple variation, simple to complex. It is the progression model. Is the principle rather. Simple to complex, more stable to less stable. For example, we start off 2 legs. You know we're eventually going to do single leg pogos. That's one of the next progressions as well. But linear vector, we typically start with first, but then we go a lateral or a diagonal vector. So vector is like it's physics, it's directional, the direction to which we're applying force. So you go up and down is the easiest thing to do to start with. And then we add in more elements and we progress you and build on that foundation.
Yeah, easy.
And that's a principle that can be applied to anything. We apply those principles to food, nutrition, to everything. It's like simple to complex. Like I'm going to get you being aware of your food and being mindful with it before I get you tracking and measuring it.
For sure.
So let's... Yeah, video. It's going to be based on videos. Yeah. As a minimum, I want you sending me the power, speed, jumps, plyos at a minimum.
Yeah, because that's the shit I have the least experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll get it now. And the prowler too, and the broad jump.
Yeah. So on the prowler, it's not the best one, but I'm trying to hold that. What do you call that? Like athletic ladder jump.
Yeah, 45 degree approximately.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but what I do is I jam my elbows in here and I hold it down here. Things aren't tall enough. I'm too tall for it. Yeah, I'll send you a photo.
Send me a video. Are you trying? Right. Are you doing bent arm or straight arm?
Well, it's bent arm because I can't freaking like that.
Okay, good. Bent arm. So fully bent. That's fine.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to lift more weight that way.
Yeah.
It's either that or you get me down to your facility and I coach.
Well, if you want to come down, you can come down.
Yeah, well, if there's a budget for it, like we can do a session down. If they're okay with me coaching you for a session down there.
I'll ask them. It should be fine.
Because if there's, where are you again?
It's Williamstown.
Yeah, no, but I used to teach there, man.
Oh yeah.
If you want to pay for travel time,
yeah,
right? And if that's convenient, if that saving this time is worth money to you, then you could just pay for it.
Okay. How much would you? What do you mean by? So how much?
Like it depends how long it takes to get there. So we just do, if it's an hour up and back, that's like 2 hours of time.
Yeah.
You know, it might be an extra like fucking 150, right? Which might be, fuck, $150, $200. Is that worth it to you? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. Easy. What was I say? We should get on these questions.
Yeah, let's go.
Otherwise,
I thought these were the questions.
Nah, these are not the questions. All right. Difference in speed and power work specifically for the sport. This is where I'm confused about. I've got rugby, basketball, AFL, tennis. You know, from the vertical jump to the acceleration, deceleration, change of direction. What is a rugby player is going to be greatly different to a tennis player or an AFL player? It's very, tennis player to a rugby player totally different because they're going so much side to side. Unless you're a back and you got a hefty step on you or something, then.
So you're asking. Let me just try and rephrase the question. You're asking. How should I consider my programming for athletes that play different sports? Is that correct?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Like how much of it? Basketball players got to be in the vert, right?
Oh, obviously that's a priority, jumping ability.
For sure, and then a rugby player probably doesn't need that much vert, especially if you're a forward. You know, you're not jumping high in the air to get balls.
Correct. It's like there's but okay. What we're talking about is here's what we need to consider: specificity, or what's called dynamic correspondence. If you've heard of that.
No, that's unfamiliar to me.
That's okay. We can talk about specificity.
Yeah.
Right. That's like what we
that
principle.
Yeah,
you got.
Yeah.
2, and these aren't in order. I'll order them later.
Yeah.
Is a GPP. For example, these athletes, are they juniors? Are they under 18?
Yeah.
Do they have a previous history with weight training?
Never.
Okay, bro. Then you're thinking the right question, but you're thinking it at not the wrong time, but not the best time.
Yeah.
These junior athletes, because I've trained a lot of junior athletes, what we do, what my colleagues do, what my peers do, is we spend most of our time right here, which makes your job a bit easier in the beginning, because you're going to handle basic physical preparedness, and most of these guys just need to get fucking stronger and bigger.
Yeah.
And we can get 80-20, meaning 20% of your brain power and your effort can get 80% of the result by just focusing on GPP for the first phases of their program. Because they have no experience in weight training. Anything they do at this point is going to get them better.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to look like they need, obviously, strength. We need to get strong in the basic biomotor qualities, the big 6.
Now you say big 6. Are you a pretty big fan of carries?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Particularly for athletes. Now it scales. If you're working with a martial artist, it becomes really important to grapple and hold. A rugby player,
especially a forward.
Yeah, it's going to have that. Footy player,
like that Zetches type. All of them.
Yeah, but it's again, you scale it from simple to complex. I would just pick simple bilateral single arm carries, and you want to leave your intermediate to advanced stuff once they earn it, once they develop a level of competency. I'm not going to fucking start offloading. It's cool for the fucking the Instagram, but for actually effective training, I'm going to start with them simple. So I'm not going to offload them with one heavy 30, 120 up top, right? Just get them fucking strong, holding a trap bar. Trap bar walks are awesome, for example. So strong. So what does that mean? Big 6. So we got carries, which is going to hit grip. All right.
Yep.
And then I don't know if I need to obviously do the rest of these, but lower body pull, push, etc.
Upper body, pull, push.
Yeah, like
horizontal, vertical.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So you got the rest,
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
But calories is going to be a nice one that people often forget. Now, for example, GPP applies to everybody. I'm doing an element of that with you. But for example, like I would use a prowler more for my athletes on average than I would, the mother of two.
What's the mother of two?
Just like, the client who's, like, I'm giving an example, like a client who's a mother and she has two children.
Okay.
Sorry, that's a mother who has two children, right? So
you use the sled for athletes more than you would use it for the mother of two.
Yeah.
You get them on the...
Yeah, because there's more specificity and more transference over to sprinting.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of the position.
Yeah.
So what is more, I'll put the asterisk next to what's like more athletic in nature, is as part of your GPP athletic development program, we would have a carry. I would get them doing a sled or prowler. Has a huge benefit to speed and power, and ankle foot stiffness. It doesn't elicit any DOMs because it's concentric only.
Yeah.
It's going to be great for weight-based athletes who don't want to put on weight. Really, really good one. I would put in your GPP.
Yeah.
But we haven't got to the actual specific question yet because I don't think you need to do that yet.
Okay.
Because I think you need to get these guys stronger
Yeah.
and bigger, which will come with that. And they will fucking transform themselves as athletes and get huge buy-in, and particularly if you can get them bigger alongside that. If you can help them with nutrition.
Dominate their opponents.
Sorry?
Just because they're going to dominate their opponents.
Yeah. Because a bigger muscle has the potential to be a stronger muscle, which has the potential to exert more force, power, and speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you need an element of that, right? So part of your GPP program now is also power, speed. And this is a longer, bigger conversation.
And that's me, you're saying. That's not them. This is me. Is that what you just said?
You're doing this, but you're also doing this with them.
Yeah, eventually, right? That's what you're saying.
No, I could even argue this now.
Oh, yeah?
Simple progressions.
Yeah.
General progressions. For example, I gotta give you a database. It's just gonna be a lot easier if I give you or I sell you my exercise progression database because it's gonna solve this problem.
Oh, you got to exercise progression.
Yeah, man. So basically, particularly for athletes, I'll show you in a second.
Yeah.
So how do you know, like, the progressions of jumps, of your sprints, of your lateral hops, med ball work? Like, this is what you'll be doing, right?
Right, I'm fucking buying that. 100%.
You can either make it,
Well, this is.
or you can get it.
Yeah, this is the. I've spent time studying this shit, so I'm very familiar with some of this stuff, but I don't know how to put pieces of the puzzle together. That's the big thing.
I see.
So the progressions, that's a very important
So you need
thing.
principles. Okay.
Yeah, I need fundamental structure.
And systems.
Yes, exactly right.
Yes.
I
Okay.
played around with change direction. I've changed. Just I'm watching Christian on his page. For years I've been following him, and he's put out his acceleration deceleration drills. So I played with all those.
Great.
And some of the jumps and all that stuff. I've been jumping for a little bit. I've had some experience with it, but I haven't been able to know how to program it to see the results from it.
Okay. Well, how would something like this look? Okay. I'll come beside you. So let's go here. So first we have the big six, right? Right. So hinge. How do we progress that from like the most basic to we got dowel, hinge, banded pull throughs, dumbbell RDL, barbell RDL, progressions, right? Then we're up to a deficit.
Yeah.
We have unilateral subcategory. That's your hinge. Then you have horizontal pull. This is the big six, vertical pull, vertical push, right? Progressions. This you're more confident in, it seems.
Yeah.
Right? Would you say?
Yeah, for sure. Would you actually start them on like that shit, like a dumbbell RDL before actually getting them on? Because obviously some of them are just going to be like, just like that.
If they're really switched on, you can progress them
Yeah.
to a barbell in the first session.
Yeah, exactly right.
Right? But for someone who like really sucks at motor control and the movement competency, you can use these options. This is not mandatory, these are options. Okay? You want to progress them as fast as possible. But then what's another piece is foot and ankle resiliency, foot ankle stiffness. So another part of this program needs to be calf strength.
Yeah.
Right? So they need to be doing seated and or standing calf raises.
Yep. And you hit that with like that 15 to 20 rep range type thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll do a combo of like more endurance work and heavier work.
Yeah.
And so we have this, different types of isometrics, yielding and overcoming. There's different types I can explain later. Bent leg variations. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And then so these, again, fundamental principles, hip resiliency. So we also need, like what's so important for sprinting and changing direction is hip strength.
Yep.
So
hip flexion specifically there, obviously.
Hip flexion and extension. So we have hip thrusts, straight leg bridges, more single leg variations. All right, cool. Shoulder and neck, like again, another component of this GPP is the posterior chain, the back. Trunk. And anti-movements, if you've heard of them. Anti-extension, anti-rotation. Cool.
Yeah, I've played a lot with that.
Yeah. But then what we're getting to now is the stuff that maybe you're less familiar with is...
Here we go, yeah.
The lower body plyometric continuum.
Yeah.
Okay? So how do we think about progressing this? Well, for example, before we get an athlete to do advanced jumping progressions, we need to get them landing. So as a primary first progression, we get them doing landing variations.
Just off like a box jump, like step offs.
Yes, step offs, exactly.
And landing, like sticking it for a couple seconds.
And that's what we have here. In the first phase, you would do with these athletes exactly eccentric absorption, get them strong eccentrically. And so there's something called tall to short, which is here, down. Okay, so you get them dropping down into a simulated landing position from a high, long position.
A simulated landing, yeah.
Because you're kind of like hopping to catch yourself as you land. That's what I mean is simulated, because you're not actually jumping in the air.
So how long would you spend on those?
There's no defined amount, but you need the athlete to first be competent in the skill. Yeah. So you need, technique is number one, right? So they need to be able to repeatedly do the skill for minimum of 2 weeks, with 99% of the reps being the same. So you need 9 out of 10 of consistency, and you want it for at least to be 2 weeks.
Yeah. And are you talking about 2 weeks of eccentric loading?
No, of the individual variation.
Yeah, shit.
Okay.
But so you're talking about, you've got like 16 weeks of work right there.
Yeah.
Before you even get onto these.
You could do both.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, you're not training once a week. So one day is eccentric absorption. Another day is concentric development. So you see I do the static work here. When you have static work, you have the static jump.
Yep.
You see what I did.
What did you call that? Something development? Concentric development.
Or starting strength.
Yeah.
And then we have jump integration, which is a body weight counter movement jump to box, body weight single leg counter movement jump to box, cake toss with a med ball. And you can see the progression all the way to a squat jump or trap bar jump. So that's loaded. And then we have continuous. Now these two at the end here, they are more advanced, and it doesn't say it, but I can tell you, this is the foundation before we get to these. So before I get you doing continuous, like double leg body weight, continuous counter movement jumps. Okay, so that's like what you do with the trap bar. You jump, you land, you jump, you land, right? You fucking all the way out here. We need to build this shit, right? And that's fine. Continuous trap bar jump. You see, that's what you did. You're all the way down here, right? And you didn't, all right, you're just doing it, right? But that's okay. It's not a bad thing. It's just that we've got to build competency first. And then we can come to shock method, which is like...
shock method, yep, cool.
Depth jump to box single leg, depth keg toss, like.
You're gonna be pretty careful with those, right? Because they're like any type of depth jump, like they quite wild on your tendons, right?
They can be very fatiguing.
Yeah. So you got to manage volume.
Yeah, absolutely.
How would you do that? Is that just off like a subjective measure, like asking them, or like if they call out type of, or is it more of an objective measure where you're not jumping as high, so the rate you're tired, you're fatigued, there could be an increased rate of injury coming up.
There's an element of that, yes, within a session, but that's why you have like adequate volume and reps. Like you're not doing so many reps where that can happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm not doing 20 reps of depth jumps. I'm keeping it under 8.
Yeah.
Right? Which allows to accommodate for that.
I'm guessing as well that going through all of these to get to that, like
you're much more prepared.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why it's an intelligent progression system. So you don't have to think what's next. You know what's next. So, for example, I've got a couple of off-season athletes now. We go from here, from the off-season. Once they start to enter pre-season, we start to go more here.
Okay.
Right? In season, we also run the gamut up and down here, but we drop the volume down.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's another conversation of programming and periodization. But here's the thing. All of this is just the vertical vector, up and down.
Yeah.
Move across, horizontal, back and forth.
So
broad jump.
Single leg broad jump. Okay, so this is, not side to side, not natural.
Not up and down,
No.
it's out in front of us. And then lateral.
Yeah. Power shuffle and...
Power shuffle.
True shit, okay.
Basketball.
Yeah. And tennis, right?
Oh yeah.
Huge for tennis.
Yeah. So I'm hitting lateral. Look, you got to think as well. For tennis athletes, they're already getting so much exposure to lateral movements.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So how much more do we really want to add? Like, body weight wise, I don't know a whole ton, but maybe explosive. Actually, no, because they're getting enough rest and recovery sometimes. I mean, they're performing in a fatigue state, but they get 20, 30, 40 seconds rest in between sets, in between serves. So you would say, okay, I want to hit other vectors. I want to get them fucking stronger and bigger. Tennis athletes are usually not very strong.
Yeah, I was listening to the DeFranco podcast talking about like train completely opposite to what the sport is.
That's what we're alluding to here.
Yeah.
They get so much of it. Do you need so much of it?
You're gonna get, you work to your weakest link, right? If you want quick results,
work the weakest important link that's relevant to them.
Yeah.
Don't just work on shit they're weak at. You don't need to address all the weaknesses. Right. Get stronger at what they're strong at too, but like consider how much exposure they're getting. Like basketball athletes get so much exposure to jumping.
Yeah.
I'm not getting them to jump in their in season. Not really.
Okay.
Because you are doing hundreds or thousands of jumps if you're elite.
So pre-season, you'd be jumping?
Yeah. Pre-season, off-season.
And what type of training would you be doing in season then? If it's not like
it's maintenance work.
More specific.
Yeah,
at that point.
Yeah, you can be more specific. You can do an element of it, but you don't need to do much of it.
Okay.
Like why? Like why do I need to do so much of it?
Yeah.
I don't need to do counter movements and static jumps in season. What I will do is like maybe I'll work on landing. Yeah. I'll work on single leg work. I'll be more specific. I'll work on single leg strength, single leg landings. I'll do this shit down here, and I'll do it in lateral and different vectors.
Yep.
So we got lateral vector, and we keep going. We got rotational vector. So now it's like, how do I progress these athletes? It's literally here.
100%. Okay. How much is that?
I gotta get back to you.
Okay, easy. I'm gonna buy that fucking tracker off you I'm thinking about buying it right now or something.
Why is that?
I've got this guy coming, right? This guy, AFL. Apparently he's fucking good.
Yep.
And he wants to make that AFL.
Yep.
And he's 17.
Yep.
So he's gonna play seniors next year. Like, this is it, and I don't want to waste his time.
Yeah, man.
So a lot of these questions are based off him, to be honest. So
Good. That means you care.
Oh, I truly do. Yeah.
You want to spend your time here doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know what fucking time it is.
So he wants
30.
he needs the bulk up, right?
I don't know what he looks like. I don't know if he's fat or anything.
He needs he's lean. Yeah. He needs to put some weight on.
Don't
He's got seniors as well. So this is going to be versing people that have had like three years or so of development over them.
let the specificity. This is what I want you to either watch this back, write it down, or write it back now. But as a, how do you take notes in a Word document?
Yeah.
Do you transcribe that anywhere?
No, what do you mean by that?
Like where do you keep all your, because like, where do you keep all your brain? Where do you keep all your information that you learn?
Fuck, it's up here.
What do you think about that? Do you have like a photographic memory or something? Do you have like a really, really good memory?
I'm just incredibly interested in it, so I retain this shit very well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would say that's I'd be careful about that. Even if you have a good memory, it's now hard to pass that on to people because not everybody's like, what if you want to like quickly show someone something?
That's probably something I've a limitation of not doing.
Like that.
Tertiary study. Like,
True.
Not understanding like
having those systems.
Yeah, I've never looked over notes.
I think where I can help you learn so much better as a foundation is I would really consider like systems, man. Systems. Like you're gonna hear me fucking talk about them ad nauseum. Like that tracker you'll buy is an incredible system to help your athletes more and clients get better results faster and make more money, right? This, another example, where I keep my brain, where I refer to a lot of information is like Word documents that they're too like random. They're too like, this is an app called Evernote.
Evernote.
Have you heard of it?
I think I have heard someone talk about it.
I recommend it to all my students. So what we have here, so for example, I'll show you all the strength of Saad or basically human science stuff that I keep. So this is a notebook and within it are other notebooks and you can see categories, anatomy and physiology. There's 32 notes in there.
So click on it? What does it come up with?
So I got...
Are these notes or these like you got to
That's like a Word document, right? So let's say a client asked me about water. Like they want to know, how much sodium should I use to rehydrate myself during training? Such a specific number. Fuck me, I don't know if I can remember that. I go in here, I scroll down. Oh, that's right. It's 0.5 to 0.7 grams per liter of fluid, right? And I have all this. This is just electrolytes and water and hydration.
Yeah, I need to do this.
What about everything I've learnt about hypertrophy, the physiology considerations? This is just like years and years of learning. Everything you learn, like stuff like this, you should upload it to...
So when you sit there and you just type all this shit out?
I will copy and paste, or I'll type it out from things. But what if you read something, an interesting article, and you want to I really like that. I want to remember that. So I refer back to it and I write your programs, right? Right. And you can just, or someone asks me a question.
Then you wrote all that out for one thing.
Yeah, but not in one go. This is over many years.
Oh.
I keep adding to it.
Oh, right.
It's like a database.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and you can edit that on your phone?
Yeah, I can just click edit and I can start typing away.
You just pump out.
Yeah, exactly. So the Word document's limited in that way. I can highlight shit. And bro, I've showed you...
How much that cost?
Oh, it's free.
Is it?
Or you can get premium. I get premium because I use it so much. So you can pay, I don't know, $10 a month, I don't know.
You access it on your computer, no doubt, right?
Phone, computer, right.
Sweet.
And like anatomy, sperm, sex, fertility, child development, immune system, like, oh my God, I did a huge fucking gigantic COVID one, right? Because I just went deep in the rabbit holes. I was just learning about sunscreen recently and the toxic effects potentially of them.
Yeah.
Blood work, biochemistry, right? Like how do I'm not that smart, man. Like I just obsessively curious about it and I have good systems where I can interpret your bloods because I have so much information on it that I've learnt from
This is fuck, I wish I saw this years ago.
Well, let me tell you now, so at least you don't have to wait for it. So I'd recommend you like categorize it like a genetics, blood work, gut health, longevity, disease,
How do you make a new one?
Oh, you'll see. It's you just click the plus. There's an icon. You can click add another one. Psychology, behavior, nutrition science principles. 44 notes. I don't know how many are in there. There's hundreds of notes in here. I think I have like 350 plus notes just on like human science, and that's like 350 documents on different categories. So, for example, you would have program periodization. Actually, I do have that. Strength and conditioning. It's 33 notes in here. Evernote. Download Evernote. Strength training, conditioning, program periodization framework. Shit like this is when I was coming up is like referring to different principles, rehab, biomechanics, specific movements like studies. Sweet. We need that.
Yeah. Do you have time to quickly like glance over these questions?
Probably not, man. Because we've already fucking time's flown. Because we've already been here more than an hour. Unless you want to do a.
No, we can do it next week.
A double. I can't do a double session.
No.
Actually, I have to go.
That's no problem.
No, we'll do it next week, man. Because I'll see you next week.
I would prefer us to keep it like this, if you're keen.
Yeah, which one? Keep every Friday?
No. I mean,
keep like Q&A.
This is so much more valuable.
Yeah. Okay, man. Absolutely.
Then I'll start hitting you with more videos, and you can just coach me on that video feedback. And that.
Absolutely.
And then we definitely have some more practical sessions come up. But I need to know this shit.
Yeah, I agree. The document that I showed you was also made by Chris DeCranis through me. Have you ever heard of him? He come out of Woodford. So I got to talk to him. That's why I didn't have an answer on price. I got to talk to him about.
That document.
Yeah, it's both of us.
Yeah, true.
So I got to talk to him about, what we
if you want to sell it.
Yeah, exactly. But he'll be fine, man.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him.
Cool. That's cool. For sure. And I'm still very interested in perhaps some internships in those two gyms we're talking about, Woodford's and
Strength culture? Yeah, man.
Obviously there's no rush because I don't know if I can fucking find the day to do it, but if I could get in...
You're going to do them.
Yeah.
You're going to do them, man.
100% want to.
And hey, if we're going to do this Q&A stuff, I like in person. You can come here if you want. But if we're not doing skin folds, we can do it over a video call, save the travel time.
Yeah, it's probably fucking easier.
Yeah. I know this is good though. I like it's eye to eye, man. Yeah. It's awesome. But when you're not doing skin folds, do you want to do over a call?
Yeah, we can.
Up to you.
Yeah. I can do it at home. It's going to be easier. Comfort. Not fucking cold.
All right. I think the best thing that you can do to answer your questions practically is get that. I'll speak to Chris ASAP and get that spreadsheet to give you a regression list on how to work on GPP strength for power, speed, continuum.
Yeah.
But for now, get your boy bigger, stronger.
Yeah. So we should be going into a game phase, yeah? Is his off season?
Is he in off season?
Or he's in the finals right now. He's got 2. If he loses this week, he's gone. He's off season.
Right. So you're about to enter it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you finish it, you might have like a deload week.
Yep. He's keen. He's gonna want to get into it.
Well, let's go, man. Yeah. That's perfect time.
Yeah. And I think he's got to. I think season starts in Feb or something, or maybe pre-season starts around January, Feb. You probably know better than me. It's AFL.
Well, here's the thing, man. This is why. When you buy this spreadsheet, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go into the overview section and you're going to be able to periodize for him. Actually, let me show you what I actually did with Charlie. I did it with Charlie. Charlie wants to go pro as well. All right. So what I did with him is, he's been in the off season since here. He came to me as coaching somewhere around here. And we're in a deficit, same as you, getting leaner. Okay. So the focus in the deficit is GPP, strength, and an introduction into power and speed.
Now, is that each week, or is that you just put it in? That's how you've put it in, because they're week to week, right?
Yeah. So I'm just saying we're doing the same thing. So it's continuing
over the 4 weeks.
Yeah. So those are the same thing. And then off season continues, and then once he exits the deficit, we build calories and build into a surplus. Then we get to the next progression of power and speed, right? And then hypertrophy continues. This continues. Okay. Pre-season comes along, SPP, which is specialized physical preparedness. So
Yep.
it's more specific.
Yep.
More advanced progressions. Then the in-season. Then I go conjugate.
Okay. That's where you run that conjugate.
Right? Now that's
You're
the...
running me right now on conjugate, aren't you?
Uh,
It seems quite. From my understanding of conjugate, it's you wouldn't say so?
no. Not... I don't have a dynamic effort day. I don't have a max effort day. It's a blend.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have a sub-max day.
I thought just training all of them all the time is the definition of conjugate. Like, 'cause
Maybe
we're
to some
jumping
people.
and we're getting strong with jumping. But no.
From my exposure to conjugate, and like it depends where you come from.
Really
You come
need
from the
that
Hey?
Do you really need that dynamic effort for it to be called conjugate?
Well, from the athletic sense, from like the athletic development application, you would have those 3 days.
Yeah.
Versus, and I believe for powerlifting as well. I don't apply conjugate to powerlifting because I don't really train powerlifters, but that's where a lot of that comes from as well.
Yeah.
This is like distilled from DeFranco and them of how to apply conjugate to the athlete.
Okay,
If that makes sense. So we would have those 3 days, absolutely.
Yeah. Bro, I'm so keen on fucking so I got some money coming in now, right?
Yeah. Good for you, man.
Yeah, fuck.
How do you feel?
Very good. Oh man, I feel fucking unreal. Like I'm like a fucking success in my family because of it.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, it's
So you get like something to be proud of, hey?
oh, I'm very proud because I've been people were telling me before I come to Melbourne that I should think of another career.
Yeah,
I'm
huh?
thinking like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, I know what I'm doing. It's because I've been bouncing about from country to country. You know what I mean? I lived overseas for 2 years. Like, how am I meant to, and then when I come back, it's COVID. How am I meant to get my foot really grounded?
Well, you've been doing it.
Yeah, but I've been hustling. I've been studying. I've been working on my craft. This is why I'm fucking where I'm at in this gym because there's no one anywhere close to me in this gym in regards to with that being a good coach and that. So yeah, and obviously been paying you some money to get this shit you mentor me and all that stuff. But I'm already thinking about workshop different things.
You should be.
Yeah,
If you
what do you think? Is it worth me? Now I would love to do this just because I'm also a fan of them as well. But should I fucking gap it over to the States to do CPPS?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Highly recommend that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
Is there? If I go there and do that?
Don't do it online. That's all I'll say. Do it in person.
Oh no! Fuck no!
Yeah.
I don't see 'em.
Yeah, but I would use that opportunity to do some other things as well there.
We'll probably go for a travel or something.
Yeah, travel, do the CPS, maybe do another workshop as well. Like while you're in America, I would think about if you could do a couple things.
Yeah.
While you're over there. But yeah, man.
Because I'll learn more than what I'm guessing. You can't teach me everything you fucking got on that course.
It's fucking
right?
2 10-hour days, man.
Is it? True.
I can. It's just going to take time.
Yeah.